Okay, so we're going to start off with something I just found in the Teshuvos of Rambam, which I plan on going over it tomorrow in Rambam Bekius here. Actually, maybe I don't need to do it now that I'm doing it here. Whatever. So this is in. So we mentioned that with Ashrei. I don't know if any of you have had luck with this. I've still been rushing Ashrei. I occasionally I'll get the second Ashrei because I'll beat myself up after the first Ashrei in Shacharis, and then I'll be like, okay, the second time, like after a Tachanun, then I'll do it. But like it's still a what was it?
How about a mincha?
Mincha, no. Mincha is the most rushed of them all. Okay, so I found this Tשוba from the Rambam this is in the Shilot version. It doesn't have a number. Apparently, he wrote this in Arabic because this is a translation. So there's two questions here, but the second question is the one we want, which is someone asked him about saying Berachos and Pesukei quickly. Okay, so here's what he says. V'amnam kriyas mea brachos, which we couldn't figure out why he says the reading of the 100 brachos. Really should see saying of the 100 brachos. Ohas miros or zmiros, which is what we call Pesukei. Okay, b'chipazon u'mehiros. If you say it hastily and quickly, chet gamor. This is a big chet. Okay, umi she'eno moche b'chazanim. Someone who does not rebuke the chazanim. Okay, the context of this question was about what to do in shul. So if you see chazanim going fast, if you don't rebuke them, yeah, there you go. So but if you don't stop them, then you're a chote. Okay. Lefisha kol elu havodos asher hin bedibur amnam hakavana behen hisbonenus im ha'amira. All of the services of God that occur through speech, the intent is to say them with contemplation, okay, with understanding. The chavin omran dato, and he should the one who says it should orient his mind. And then this is the part we got to when he walked in. That this is a very I've never seen the Rambam talk this way about saying brachos and reading Pesukei. The Yeda, and he should know she'im adon kol ha'olam hu medaber bahen, that he's speaking with the Lord of the universe. Okay, which is a good. Again, the whole reason we anthropomorphize God is because our emotions can relate to it, even though our intellects have the correct idea. And again, if you ever have had the embarrassing experience of catching yourself davening and then asking, if I were talking to somebody this way, like, would I continue or would I change? So I think that's the mentality. It says, Bein shivakesh mimenu, whether you're asking from him, or yodelo, or giving thanks to him, vishabcho, or praising him, or yisaper pa'olav v'chasadab, or you're recounting his creations, his actions, and his kindnesses, which is ashrei, or yisaper niflaosav, bivrua v'chalto, or you're telling about his wonders with his creations and his omnipotence, which is ashrei. Be'eluhim haminim hakolim l'chol bracha me'abrachos osmiros Pesukei. And what I just listed, he says, is all of the types that include every bracha of all the brachos and all the zmiros or all the Pesukei. Okay, so all of that. V'kasher hakol hu dibur imo yisala, and when everything is, I think, said with, since everything, I think I would say, since everything is speech with God, exalted is he. How could haste be permitted in this? All right. And distraction from what you're saying. Or someone who doesn't know what he's saying and doesn't understand it. The din of your tefillah is like the tefillah of a parrot or a bird. Okay, it's just like you're just blah blah blah. You're just saying stuff without thinking. Orev, what does the footnote say for Orev? I mean, I think we translate Orev as raven. He says, "Lefiha ga mistaberes b'makori ha'arabi ubalav nitchak l'targum lefiha girsa shalafinin fashote." Okay, so he says could also be an idiot. You're like an idiotic parrot. Okay, I think Tuki. I've heard people say Tuki is a parrot. I know I got to check that. Oh, that might be, yeah. Let's see here. Tuki, parrot. Yeah. Okay. Go. All right. Yeah. I remember this from the I know that from the weirdest case. Okay, but whatever. Didn't Tuki about Orev. Actually, it's relevant. Of what they learned from human speech because of Moshe, and that's signed Rambam. So that's pretty big stuff. So like my next goal is like this. I'm going to try an experiment. Okay. This is not, I didn't list this in my experiments yet, but I think I'm going to try this. So we've, Ashrei, the word, the Psukim Ashrei, Yoshvei, V'Saka, Odia, Luksa, Ashrei, Shkakala, Ashrei, Shkakala, Lahav is not part of Ashrei, right? But it clues you into the start of Ashrei. And I don't think I've ever not been aware that I'm starting Ashrei. Right. So what I'm going to try to do, since there's a natural division between that and Tehilah David, is I'm going to try, after I say that, I'm going to set an intention, not a neder, that after I say the two psukim of Ashrei, I will pause for 2 seconds. And then I'll go on. Okay. And then hopefully the pause will allow me to remember this Rambam, and I'll try saying it, better. Okay. We'll worry about Tefilah and Berachos later on. Okay. Like that's a much bigger thing. The way I know about this is actually very ironic. When we first started going to Hawaii, after we were Jewish, when we started going to Hawaii, we were going to the Chabad there. And actually, maybe I shouldn't record this. Okay. Yeah, I'll stop it here.